Hi everyone, trust you're well and good. This is an extension of the last video I did outside about Chris Kaba, police shooting, and many debates that triggered due to what happened and the uproar among the communities. Not just the community, I believe it was actually worldwide. So the debate is still rumbling and it's not unabating, it's still on. Doing this because I feel we need a lot of debate. Yes, I've had responses from friends and family very much concerned about what has happened, the impacts on our community, the impacts on the family, the impact on the overall Black community. When I say Black community, it's not just about as Black. Other ethnic minority are very much concerned about the impacts of the shooting, police shooting, and the killing of Chris Kaba. We need to have a debate. We need to have a conversation. We need to do a lot on police-community relation. While we are still on the debate, there's a lack of confidence in the police. I'm talking about the police force as a whole, not just in the UK, but in other communities. Why? Because similar incidents have actually happened in the past. I might even say in Nigeria, where there's a poor police-community relation has been going on for a very long time. Yes, indeed. We've witnessed police killing in Nigeria as well, not just abroad, not just in the UK where I live. I'm sure in America we've heard about so many that I wouldn't even want to, mention names, the usual police killing among Black community and the uproar and the subsequent debate that goes on and is still ongoing. So I'm using this medium, this platform, this place for us to have a real think. We need to think about what we can contribute in order to have a better relation with the place. Indeed, a worldwide issue permits me to focus on the one I know, if you may, because I can only talk authoritatively, share what I know based on what some parents, friends have reliably informed me in absolute trust and confidence, in the knowledge that when I share this podcast, I wouldn't divulge any names. In no circumstance would I didn't even need to be warned, no circumstance would I divulge any names. Indeed, it's a reality. I've had parents phone me in the middle of the night when they panic because the police is on their door midnight. Parents doing endless long shifts. How often do you see your children? Do you know their whereabouts? Do you know their movement? Do you have a normal parents-child conversation with them? Find out how they are doing. Find out about their schoolwork. If they are working, how they are faring at work. Do you ask questions or you can't be perturbed? Just because you provide food and lodging, that doesn't end your responsibility. Your responsibility as a parent extends further to finding out how your child is doing at work, at school, with their peer group, what is going on, where they've been, what they are up to. These are questions you need to ask. Share your love and morals and values. Apply them. Let them know you care. It's driving a huge 4x4 Mercedes-Benz, Jaguar, name it, with unknown source of income. You know the income or whatever money is coming in is questionable, but you are scared to ask. Is driving in, out, late in the night, nothing suspicious in your mind, or even did you knew? You are scared to ask. There are parents like that. They don't ask questions. So long as the child is independent, not disturbing them financially or otherwise, or perhaps contributing into the family financial responsibility, in other words, they help to reduce the bills, they don't ask questions. There are parents who have failed in their responsibility. This is a case of kids fast becoming their parents' keepers, the ones paying the bills, so the parents are scared of losing the free money, therefore they can't confront them. So it's a case of losing the free money, hence confrontation is completely minimal, if not non-existing. So where do we go from here? When parents lose control over their children, obviously the children will lord over them. We are still talking about adult kids living with their parents. Sometimes they could live on their own and up to no good, doing all these illegal things behind their parents' back. We don't know what happened with Chris Kaba, so I don't know. I don't know the parents. We don't have the full story. Like I said, everything is behind the scene. The police can only divulge as much as they can. But let's just treat Chris Kaba as a case study, a lesson to be learned. Because what happened with Chris is happening in our society, in our community, in Nigeria, everywhere, America. So that is a classic case study for everyone to learn some lesson. Because what happened to Chris won't end today. It is happening. So long as these things are repeating themselves in a community where kids have become completely deviant. Deviant in the sense that they don't respect social decorum, not just having the right attitude in the right setting. That's what I mean by social decorum. They don't even respect the rules and the law of the land. They don't even respect their parents. When charity begins at home, they don't respect their parents. Therefore, if they have the least respect for their parents, what do you expect them to do when they step out of the door? They don't respect the school rules. They're completely lawless in most aspects of their life, if not all. They do as they wish. So this is a challenge in our society. This is something we've been confronting, and we are still being confronted every day when we hear some bad news happening, and then we kind of express our surprise, if not shock. Why are we surprised? We shouldn't be, because it's happening every day in most homes. Yes. Black community need to be alert. We need to be fully alert. We need to have a conversation. We need to have a serious debate. But before we start that debate, we need to talk to our kids. Charity begins at home. Talk to your kids. When home is in order, I think the kids will be able to, express themselves easier outside, becoming law-abiding, more in tune of certain expectation from them, more in tune and fully settle. When I say settle, without any hiccups, without any problem. When home is right, I think it will be easier for them to relate better when they step out of the door. If home is not in order, in other words, they're not getting what they should. I'm talking about the moral value expected of them from home. If they're not getting that, then stepping out of the door is bound to be problematic. In other words, whatever they are facing outside would be a huge challenge, because they don't know how to navigate themselves within society. They are going to face all sorts of problems. And this is where we are. That's where we are right now, because some of our kids are finding it difficult to navigate themselves, their lives within the larger society. They're already facing problem at home. The problem is they're not fitting in because some parents, I'm not laying blames as such on parents. I'm just saying some parents have failed in their duties. They are not guiding their children the way they should. For various reasons I've already listed, they are not doing the right thing. And by failing to do the right thing, then your child is going to find it difficult to adjust in the larger society, at school, at work, social setting, in the club, wherever they find themselves. When they step out of your door, they are going to find it very, very challenging when they don't have the right tools. The tools are the right moral value. When you don't have the right moral value to guide you, obviously, you feel completely lost. You do as you wish. And by doing as you wish, you fall foul of the law. And when they are caught up by doing what they shouldn't do and breaking it down loosely, they would definitely feel the full force of the law. And that's what happened to Chris Kaba. That is what happened. He was found with a gun in the nightclub, and he shot someone. Chris Kaba shot someone. He was caught with a gun. It's all video. It's all over social media network, all over the newspaper. Chris Kaba was caught with a gun, and he shot someone. Who do you blame? Do you blame him? Do you blame the police? Do you blame his parents? Who exactly do you blame? I'll leave that for you to decide. So I will end it on that note. When we start blaming the police, we need to reflect and think carefully and be cautious in our approach. That is very, very important. That is how I'd like to end this podcast. We need to learn a lot of lessons. Charity begins at home. Take that on it.